such an asshole.
I'm glad I got this request because it's kind of, well, let me get more centered here. Come on, Cappy. You're a professional here now. All right, let's get this situated, get the turned up little rubber band thing going. Oh, no, I'm comfy. I like it because it's such a simple question, but then it reminds me. I don't know if the client was being sincere about this or being tongue in cheek, but regardless of that, no doubt there are. I got to imagine the majority of you under 50 actually would ask such a question because it indicates that you at the expense of your own mental sanity and sacrifice of the cost of your entire existence on this planet, in this universe, you would rather try to fail at living a lie than acknowledging what the real world is and living in truth and trying to make the best of that truth. And it gets to the classic, I want to fly, so I'm going to jump off this cliff. I don't care if in the real world I'll fall to my death. I really insist on flying. Again, would you like me to use another? How long am I going to pull out this PowerPoint slide? Fat chicks thinking that they're going to get men to think they're hot. Jump off that cliff all you like, ladies. I don't care. I'm just happy that you're still alive for a little bit when you jump off that metaphorical cliff. I'm not saying to end yourself. That's not it. If you want to jump off that cliff, like, I'm going to be fat and beautiful and men will like me. Your sentience doesn't end after you make that mistake and there is no more pain. What is the truly tragic thing we do as a society, lying to women, by the way, that's the left and feminist lying to you, is it doesn't, okay, I'm going to go the biggest beautiful route. Then your youth, you waste your time in your youth on that. And then whether you're thin or not, it doesn't matter because then you're old and no guy wants to have anything to do with you. And you got to live with that for the rest of your non-pretty life, your post-physically attractive life, knowing you squandered your youth on nothing but a lie. And that's what we got to call dreams that we've told at least you millennials and Zoomers and Gen Xers too, is it's a lie. And maybe Oprah was right. What are you going to tell them the truth? No, we're going to lie to you. We're going to lie to you and you're going to give us money. Or we're going to lie to you like the Democrat Party and you're going to give us your vote. And you're still going to be whatever advice you follow from the Democrats, poor, in debt for student loans, perpetually angry at the white man and the patriarchy and the Republicans in the Senate and Mitch McConnell. Or is it Mitch McConnell? Whatever. Yeah, he's the cause of your problems. So it's a simple question. How to get rid of fantasies about the real world, especially relating to purpose and happiness. And you say, get rid of fantasies about the real world. Those are two separate things. Because you seem to know, it's implied that you know that when you say fantasies, you mean lies, things that are not true. I could see when you're younger and your parents and teachers are tag teaming you like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, beating the crap out of you with lies. Just be yourself. Follow the Martin, honey, with all. Socialism works. Don't have kids. The world's about to end. Whatever other lies they tell you. So I could see, like, you did, like when I was young. Oh yeah, I was gonna go. I literally, honest, remember this. 3 years old. I didn't trust Jesus. Not the man. I never met the man, and neither have any of you. Oh, burn. The concept of him. He was always painted as a hippie-looking pedophile guy with the long hair. I didn't trust that guy. Don't talk to strangers, but trust this guy who looks like he owns a van. You know? And I was told at 3 years old I would go to hell unless I didn't. Well, what's hell? You're burning perpetually in fire. Those are lies. So I can understand when you're young and you really don't know any better, and your parents and teachers and otherwise adult authority figures lie to you. All right. But when you get a little bit older, you should learn on the playground or interacting with people that all is not as it should seem. Like it doesn't make sense. Well, wait. If all it was printing off more money, how come no one's done that before? If all it was all these evil Republicans in the Senate, well, why is it that, well, wait, doesn't California or LA or Baltimore or Chicago do everything the Democrats want? Why is everyone poor? Well, wait, and this should be the wake up call for you young boys, like where not everything you were told was the truth. Is you've done exactly what everyone said about getting the girl son, and your peen still ain't touched. And I don't know what the equivalent lie is for you girls that I don't know. Happiness is found in hating men. Is that little tongue in cheek, not too much. That your happiness is commuting and going into debt and never leaving school. Big is beautiful. Do any alarms and bells and warning sign, any red flags, anything gonna, hey, wait a second, some ain't right. Anything? Um, but I gotta assume for at least not assume, I gotta know. I know that for a significant percentage of the population, people have yet to discern or know there's a difference between the dreams and your fantasies and the real world. And I got the book link below. Do I got the copy of it? Look, here it is. Look, if you don't wake the F up and start making decisions based in the real world, you will have the life of the millennial. I don't know if you can see it on the cover, but it's all these tragic events, the Hindenburg, the space shuttle exploding, the lady with the sad picture of the Great Depression with her child, a picture from a concentration camp in Germany says Arbeit macht frei, the Ebola virus, a nuclear explosion, Stalin, death. I don't know what that virus is. The 1908 fire of San Francisco, the sinking of the Titanic, a comet hitting the Earth. There's a millennial holding with a beard. Another fire, Hitler, a tornado. Another fire, a plane crashing. What is that? Locust, an unemployment line. The USS Arizona blowing up or on fire. Chernobyl. And then in San Francisco, poop map. All right. That is the consequence if you keep following your dreams and your dreams have no possibility in the real world. I don't know if you guys understand the concept of real world. The real world is the real world. It's not optional. I'll give you a classic, another case. This will throw your head for just if you're still with me. I know you're leftist and you know better, and you're going to make millions of dollars fighting for racial climate justice or whatever the hell you pulled out of your ass. To show you the world, capitalism is human nature. Self-improvement and wanting to keep one's labor is human nature. And the system of capitalism where it's like, no, you get to keep what you kill. That is the best system we've ever come up with, because instead of you like, well, they killed more than me. Well, yeah, they hunted more than you, but I should get some of his food. Well, then he's going to hunt less. There's going to be less food overall. Why is there no food? There's a quick, short capitalism versus communism there. But, even in communist economies, we're like, okay, we have a communist system. The free market still reigns supreme in different areas, showing you human nature. They still have blue jeans and underground economy. There's still drugs. The government, even here in the United States, which was largely capitalistic at the time, we outlawed booze. What happened? We still had booze. And I've talked about this. The reality principle is the closer you make your decisions to reality, the more effective they will be. And whereas I am very sympathetic with the lies that the boomers told you people about what your life is going to be like, follow your heart and money will follow, and all this horrifically bad advice, that was at best the wrong information, if not outright lies, because they had a political agenda. And you making these decisions that had no hope whatsoever of manifesting themselves in your life because they weren't based in reality, uh, that's the consequence that you will ruin your life, as the millennials have. And I'm fascinated where it's still like, "We need a student loan bailout." When do you wake up to reality and say, "Hey, maybe I ought to get a second job?" And what, I guess now they blocked the student loan bailout? When do you say, "Boy, I've wasted a decade, 15 years, maybe even 20 years of your life avoiding paying off these student. What if I just worked a second job and was done and over with it? Gee, I'd like to find a great guy, but my pissed off, never married, never happy, never getting laid, never had any good D from T-rash feminist colleagues are all pissed off and angry, and they don't have any success and happiness in love or life or sex or lust, I guess. Maybe I ought to look and ask, oh, I don't know, what guys want? Crazy idea there. And boys, you're the same thing. I mean, how long do you keep believing the lie you love to believe? Girls just like a nice, sensitive guy. If I'm an ally and I care and I'm clever and witty, and maybe if I coif my hair a certain way and dress nice, anything but hitting the gym. When do you guys wake? I want to lose weight, eat less, work out more. When do you wake up and say, "Hey, whether I was lied to or not, I got the wrong information. And this information is not only not resulting in the successes and the results I wanted in life, but it is wasting my time." And I really want to be in the mind of you approaching 40 millennials where you're still doing this socialism, social justice. It's the Republicans on the Senate fault. Like, when do you wake up, say, okay, my youth is all gone and I have no money for retirement, and I still got student loans. And ultimately, I would say I'm not happy, or what I would more argue, you're not content where you are with life. When do you exercise those critical thinking skills to say something's wrong? I've been given the wrong information. What I'm doing is not working, and I need to make changes because I'm the only variable here that I control to affect and result in the outcomes that I would like, the improvements I'd like. And so you say how to get rid of the fantasies about the real world, especially relating to purpose and happiness. I think there's still a remnant Zoomer, millennial, believe the boomer lies desire of you to avoid the work that's required to, one, admit you're wrong, two, admit that you've wasted your life up until this point in time, three, you're going to have to come up with a new plan, which takes work, and four, it usually involves work because nothing great or good in society happens without work. I hate to compliment the guy, but Kevin Savo busted his ass off to get that amazing physique he has. That takes a lot of work. Um, my Vietnamese buddy, who I use as an example, busted his ass off in electrical engineering school so he could enjoy the career that he has today. I'm not in super amazing shape, but I busted my ass off 2-3 days ago doing an 18-mile hike, which I enjoyed actually in a weird sense. Uh, Michelangelo busted his ass off painting the Sistine Chapel, creating great works of art. And I think the fantasy, if there's a common genetic thread it all shares in common, is that you're going to have a great life with no effort or work. And that's where all these dreams, I think, lie. You all see David Hogg. David Hogg comes from not prestigious, but a privileged family. I think his dad worked government or something like that. Ocasio-Cortez just said the right things. And I think her dad was rather well-to-do. She never had to work. Nancy Pelosi, she just sucked the right dick. John Kerry, if he's even in politics, he banged the right widow. All right. Those guys got lucky. Some people win the lottery. So, relate this to the Black community. I'm not even going to do athletes because Michael Jordan put in the effort, but sometimes guys just win the right. The rappers, the musicians, they get lucky. Now, admittedly, some have talent, of course, too, but some do get lucky. And you keep chasing after these dreams, thinking like, "Oh, I'll get my beatbox, or I'll major in women's studies, and I'll become the next uh, House of Representatives leader, majority leader, or I'll become the next Hillary Clinton, whatever." It's like, no, you're probably just going to go in debt and then maybe go to law school because you don't want to do math, and then you're really crippled in it. And now, instead of dreams, your life is a nightmare. Because usually, when you follow your dreams, the boomers and the leftists and the Democrats have made it that there's a huge price tag attached to that. And so how to get rid of fantasies about the real world? The most direct way I can convince you to do it is to remind you of a very small minor fact that maybe your parents haven't told you. You're going to die. And again, a question I'd like to ask millennials, I'm like, hey, it's halftime. There's some crappy modern day American celebrity playing in the show and singing horrible music, and there's a dance routine. How are you going to play the second half of this game? Are you going to double down on woe is me, victimhood studies, I'm going to save the planet, Greta Thunberg type of crap? Or are you going to start saying, what does society require for me? I mean, we're not even talking about dreams anymore. It's the classic, maybe not the classic quote, but hey, Mav, I'm not worried about getting in first place. I'm just worried about graduating from Top Gun. How about you just get your financial act together? How about you lose the weight and make it so you're not going to die of diabetes? How about you get it so that you might find some love or happiness or contentment and peace in your life? How about, I mean, we're talking basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs: financial stability, get out of debt, get in physical okay shape. I'm not saying you got to be safe. Oh, I'm not saying you got to come with me on my next 18-mile hike, but so you're not going to die prematurely. You're not on drugs, prescription drugs, I mean. And this gets to the thing, like, boy, there's some people that are so adamant that they're going to fly without work, they'll jump off a cliff to their death. And you guys are wasting your lives. Now, you've wasted maybe only 20% of your life if you're an 18-year-old senior. And you're like, I'm going to donate my time to helping out the minorities or the children's. Okay, you're not going to, I'm going to cure poverty. You're not. Or whether now you're at your master's, getting your law degree or whatever, because your liberal arts degree failed. I'm going to fight for justice. Right now, you're 35 and you're like 40% dead. All your youth is gone, and no guy has touched you. And I don't know. I really don't know if you girl. I don't think you girls really want to get married and have kids. I don't. I'm not accusing you of that. That's my guess. I could be wrong, and I'm sure obviously different people, but I don't think most of you want to have kids or get married. And so it is your career. But when do you realize that Ally McBeal was a TV show and it's not working for you in the real world? Or you're a boomer and you pissed away all your money and you thought something great was just going to happen out of the sky, that it was just going to like happen to you because you watched too many American movies and good things. You watched too many of the Hallmark channels, and two hot guys were going to fight over you. One's I don't know, investment banker, the other's astronaut cowboy. Or again, within the black community, because it's very were you going to get that contract from the Chicago Bulls to come play ball? Were you going to get that contract from Capitol Records? How long are you going to waste your life whole? And then it's over, and then you're dead. And you know what? Your entire life was pointless and wasted because you chased dreams that they never were going to come true. They never stood a chance of coming into reality. Instead of having dreams, you've lived a nightmare, a wasted life. And so, maybe I'm more empirical, or I had to be when I was young. And even then I had the dream, I'm going to be an economist. That didn't happen. Even I made mistakes. Even I had dreams that were not going to come true. But the only thing I can offer for you as to how to give up on your dreams that are in reality nightmares because simply they won't come true is because of that fact. They're not coming true, and you're wasting your time and you're ruining your life. And maybe we could take care. Here's another one. You want a dream we could have all had at one time, I guess, but you girls weren't interested, is the menu, all right? We could have had family, but they're forecasting half the women are not gonna get married or have kids, so marriage is off the table. It's a menu, guys, and you come into this life, "I wanna save the minorities, save the whales, save the children, save the planet, da 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 da," and here's the thing, okay, well, you could do that in your own personal life, like, I got solar panels. Not doing it for environmental reasons, but you could do it in your own life and recycle if you'd like. Minor carbon footprint. But it's always, and I'm going to either become rich or derive my whole point, purpose, and meaning in life from it, or I'm actually going to achieve it. None of these things are achievable in part because it's largely other people's behavior you're going to have to affect, which you don't control. And so even even if it makes you feel good pursuing that, you will fail because these goals cannot be achieved, and you're not gonna make money. You're certainly not gonna make money on one unless, again, you win the lottery and you get elected or something like that. And so you're going into this restaurant of life. I like this, and I don't know how many times no one's ever told you. I mean, I guess what what the analogy would be, when you go to the restaurant of America, everyone in that restaurant is telling you, you can order whatever you want. Whatever you want. The maitre d' says you can order whatever you want. On the front of the store, it says, order whatever you want. Everything's on the menu. Even the chef says, oh, you can order whatever you want. And the only person who tells you you can't order whatever you want would be a guy like me or some kind of real parent that actually gave a damn about you, or teacher that actually cared. Some random person. Let's just make that person the waiter or the waitress. And they come in and you say, I'd like to that. And they say, well, no, that's not on the menu. And it seems Americans, because they've been misinformed and lied to the entire experience of going into this menu, they pout and scream and throw tantrums and ban student loan ballots, and they're going to ruin their experience. By the way, this visit to the menu or to the restaurant is your life. This is all you get. And instead of saying, oh, that's off the menu, and believing that, yeah, it's not on the menu, we can't. But I want steak. It's not on the menu. We don't have it back there. You're a patriarchal, sexist, racist bastard. Blah, 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 blah. It's still no steak, lady. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get a doctorate. Have fun. It's not, I'm going to go into debt. Fine. I'm going to get fat. Good for you. There ain't no steak. It's a social construct. There isn't steak. Steak should just love me and my 300-pound ass. Lady. Go into the back. Everyone's lying to you. There ain't no steak. And it's whether you're going to realize, oh, there isn't anything for the steak, and then you have to order something else from the menu. And even though this book, the menu, the subtitle says it all, Life Without the Opposite Sex, means like presumably people wanted to, well, at least men want to have women in their lives. I don't know about women, but that now that half of women are forecasted to basically not want to have family or children or men in their lives, forces the other half of men to, so half the population has to, okay, well, what do we do then? Well, without family, without love, without lust, without spouses, what do we do? And I said, well, there you go. And that book is the exact same decision you have to make about all your dreams. And, oh, I'd like this. Well, that's not going to happen. So what you need to do, so you don't waste your one and finite life here, is decide what is within the realm of feasibility. What can the real world offer you? What can you achieve within the real world that is feasible, that is possible, that is on the menu? And it may not be what you were conditioned or lied or propagandized to conclude as a young child or a young adult, but it's it's the classic, well, I'd like to have this in a communist country. Good, you can order it and maybe you'll get it in 10 years. Or you can buy the used version of it that exists now that's kind of crap because it exists. I think that's what a lot of young people and some old people have to do is, you're going to have to change your life view and expectations into things that are possible. And once you start making decisions based in the real world, you will have success, ranging in a whole host of things. It may not be what you wanted to dream as a child, but it's better than the life you got now of trying and failing at something that just is not possible. You guys kind of give up on pursuing these girls that just aren't going to exist. And then you're more content and happy. You girls, I don't know, you lose weight and all of a sudden you have more success with men. Um, you guys go back to college realizing you majored in dumb crap and okay, you're majoring in something sensible. You go into the trades, you become a truck driver. Now you start to make money. And one of the best things, and it's in the book, I talk about, look, the earth weighs whatever I took the earth. You could look up, what does it weigh? If we had earth gravitational weight, what would the earth weigh? It's some exponentially large amount. It's like, do you want to get this massive entity with 8 billion people on the planet to work for you? Or do you want to go and try and wrestle it to, you can either do what that massive machine wants you to do and get rewarded, or you could vainly try to get this massive earth and the 7 billion people on the planet to do your will. One is possible, one is not. And once you tune into what the real world wants and do what the world asks of you, you will have success. All right. So people want video games, they want doctors, they want surgeons, they want hot chicks. Okay. You will do well. The real world will now work for you. If you say, well, I'm going to be a teacher and there should be government programs to help me be a teacher. I'm going to teach social. No one asked for that, lady. No one asked for that. No one wants that. Why do teachers make so little and baseball players make more? Because people want to see a guy hit a ball over a fence at 400 feet. They don't want to hear you bitch and whine about how evil white men are, the patriarchy, or dangling participles. Not to mention, it's rare to hit a ball over a fence, and being a teacher, you quite literally just need a pulse. It's not an impressive feat. And yet somehow you're going to want to be compensated at $100 million like Joe Mauer or Brett Favre or something like that. And just like teachers versus, say, engineers who say, well, the real world wants video game programmers. I'm going to go learn to code. Teachers make less money. They're not as happy. They bitch and whine. They're not content. And then the engineer, like, okay, maybe he didn't get to be Joe Mauer or play baseball, but he makes his 90 grand a year. His finances are stable. He doesn't bitch and whine about more money and, the patriarchy. Ooh. White males, ooh, boogeyman. Hiding under your bed, causing all the problems. Ooh. Capitalists, ooh. Yeah, it's the patriarchy that no guy wants to bang your fat ass. Yep, that's right. Yep. Oh, it's the corporations putting that sugar and everything. Yep. It's not you not putting the ho-hos in your mouth. Mm-hmm. And so relating to purpose and happiness, look, your purpose, I can't square that circle for you. I think the purpose in life is to do as much as you possibly can without hurting people along the way and enjoy it as much as you can. And happiness, I don't think there's such a thing as happiness. I think that's fleeting, but contentment, I think that is found in spending time with other people. Although nowadays, with people being such low quality, especially in the United States, they're more of a liability than they are an asset. So now we resort to experiences. Go get the menu; it's in there. You got to kind of figure out your purpose. But you have no purpose if it's not feasible. Your purpose is pointless if it's not feasible. So there you go. And happiness, yeah, if you keep trying and failing at something because it's not possible and no one told you, you'll never be. You'll be miserable. You'll be mentally ill. That's why I wrote I should probably link to it. Sanity is the future of wealth. Imagine like women my age, like they're approaching spinster age, you're 50 something Gen X women who believed in the career and the corporation and I don't need no man and all that. And they're still in debt and they got no love and they don't, and it's going to get worse the younger we go. And you boys, like, think about you young boys, just be really nice. Where's it gotten to you? Has it been mentally torturous? Has it been mentally frustrating? Girls still go out with the bad Chad and Tyrone? I wonder how that works. And what if that's your life? Well, forget peace and contentment, you're just gonna be miserable and tortured your whole life. And so how to get rid of the fantasies? Well, you better, otherwise your life is gonna be miserable and it's gonna be wasted, and there will have been no point for you to being alive. And that may not be what you like, but that is what it is. And you can either accept what is, make those decisions, or not. I don't care because it's not me who's being tortured living a lie. So there we go. All right. Link below is how not to become a millennial. You might also want to get Sanity is the Future of Wealth. For the black community out there, for the brothers tuning in, get the Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Because you guys, let's just be very clear right now. There is no group lied to more. Well, women are pretty lied to. But the brothers, black women are lied to the most. Okay, we got that. All right, that's where the Venn diagram is. But you guys, the brothers out there, you guys are a very close second in terms of the volume of lies you're told. So if you don't want to be poor no more, or as we say, po no mo, go get the Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, and that will end your misery, I guess. But how not to become a millennial has the larger overarching idea that lies results in misery and a misallocation of resources, whether you happen to be female or black or white, doesn't matter. Lies results in the millennials wasting their lives. And so if you don't want to waste your life, regardless of how you were born, empiricism, there you go. All right, let's go to super chats. Brian Dupree, $5. Hey, here's a guy who knows how to hike. My dream was never to sand, drywall, or retar a driveway, but my dream is to work for myself and make solid money while not being in a tiny cubicle. There you go. Look, everyone's got to work. And I think the biggest lie we've told everyone is that your job or your career is the most important thing in life. I think that was just to get you guys to lower your wage and salary and to go to school for a worthless degree to enrich some professors. And then so you go into debt to buy cars and things. And you all fell for it. You all fell for it. A job is just to get as much money for 1 hour of your time as possible so you can go and actually live your life, which is the biggest lie we've told women. Your life is not the office. Your life should be your family, presumably your kids and your husband. But I'm not even going to bother trying to deprogram that massive lie you girls have been told. I'm going to just let you burn out like the sun. Hey, you'll do it. Would you listen if I told you? All right, keep going. Look at that. It's supernova. Who knew? Who knew the laws of physics would work that way? Well, not be. Yeah, look at you. You're out there having fun. So when you die, oh yeah, you had to tar driveways in July, but you're out there hiking. You would have liked the hike, dude. It was a pretty solid hike. I hauled ass because I started at 1 and had to get back before 6. Eli, nope. 20 generous dollars. They got permanent and total disability rating for life, or the U.S. collapses or USD collapses, which seems far more likely every day. Well, yeah, those I've always said. Turd flinging monkey says we're running out of money. And I want to qualify the statement. We'll never run out of money unless we run out of trees. We'll print off more money digitally if we have to even. It's going to be, what is that money going to buy you? That's what, but I got a $10,000 welfare check. Still ain't anything in the aisles, lady. There's nothing in the shelves. Sorry. But I want to buy the car. There ain't no cars. Yeah, I guess you better find something to do, man. If you could type, you could program. You better find something to do. I never thought about that. All these people on disability, like, or government, pension. You better find something to do. Better find something good. I'm not exactly relying on my super chat income 30 years from now if the U.S. economy collapses. I'm thinking more like, oh, I better go find some water. Sam Whiskey, $2. Student loan debt will destroy your dreams. Right. Right. Like imagine student loan debt or debt in general with the interest payment. It's kind of like having herpes. It like scratches and itches all the time. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I guess it flares up. But the point is, it's always hanging over you. And it's like having a disease or a disorder or an infection. It never goes away. And if you majored in something really stupid, and heaven help you if when you got an advanced degree in something equally stupid, you are now crippled financially. And there's two ways I'm gonna treat you depending on the decision you make. You say, "Yeah, I screwed up, and now I need to work hard," or "It's the patriarchy, and you white men are oppressing me, and it's Mitch O'Connell or Mitchell McDonald, whatever the guys. It's the Republicans in the Senate. It's the patriarchy. It's global." Okay, fine, just be miserable. Go waste your life. Get a doctorate. Go do and, get fat and protest and whine about reality all you want. Dave, 128, $2. But Mr. Celery, what about my passions? I know. See, like, after all that, if you're still but I don't wanna, you're I don't care. I don't care. You're too small. You're too dumb. Your IQ is too small. I know that, but see, Dave, a certain segment of the population is so addicted to the lies, um, they will ruin their lives. They will. How many girls you see it all the time. I hate to keep bringing this up, ladies, but it's the epitomal example. You put on fancy nails, you put on the weaves, you put on the fancy clothes, you put on the platform heels. You'll do everything but lose the weight because it takes effort and work. And little you realize that in all that effort of putting the weaves on and working to pay for the nails and the heels and all that and going out and all your time wasting on online dating and photoshopping, like if you just went to the gym or not even that, if you just didn't eat the food, you'd actually have more progress. But sadly, most people's passions are the 7 deadly sins, in this case, gluttony. They just love food more than they love anything else, including themselves, and that's fine. That's fine. But why torture yourself thinking you're gonna find a guy? You guys doing the same thing with, "Oh, I'm gonna coif my hair and I'm gonna looks max and geo max." Like, look, could you please just thin down, get rid of the baby face and the soy fat and hit the gym? Could you just do that? No? Why are you bothering with the other stuff then? The guys who generally go their own way, like genuinely, they're not, "Oh, drat, those girls not paying me attention." They're too busy, Jack Donovan it up, although Jack Donovan is gay. He is. No, not that's not a slander or a joke, but he is homosexual. So I guess he's happy in that regard. It's like, I don't deal with that. He's out, does his thing. I don't look, if you wanna chase your passions and waste your life and be miserable, knock yourselves out. I don't care. Me, Mike, $5 generous. Joke's on them. Social Security is gonna get a whole 8.7% cost of living adjustment in this 8.9 stated inflation. Oh, it's like 13. Yeah, it's more like it's at least 15. But I'm on a fixed income. I don't care. You didn't save. Y'all kept voting to pay people not to work. And y'all kept voting to print off the money. And then you said, "Gee, people aren't working." And then you say, "Why is everything so expensive?" And I'm no economist here. I'm like, "Well, you paid people not to work, so there's less things we produced." Don't even get me started about the disease. And then you printed off a lot more money, and you're wondering why prices are going up. It's a regular Scooby-Doo mystery. I have no idea. But don't worry, we have a generation of Zoomers who have all been educated on diversity and inclusion, and they could provide us a lecture about how this is all the Republicans and the Senate's fault. Where's the food? All right, that's it. So link below is How Not to Become a Millennial. I It's not a book on hate. It isn't. It would help you millennials wake up and salvage the last half of your life. Your youth is gone, though, by the way. Can we admit that your youth is gone? I don't know. Do I have the right dream that I have a dream that someday the millennials wake up and the men hit the gym and they all become tradesmen and they all learn to build their own houses and their women become milfy cougaresses and they say, "Hey, I know, I'll start sexually satisfying people and that'll be fun." And then the Zoomers say, "Hey, all that socialism Democrat stuff was a lie. And I gotta go and not waste my life. I have a dream that the black male community," because black women don't listen. Let's just be honest. Said, "Hey, Did you notice everyone who votes Democrat in Democrat cities is poor? I don't want to be poor like the past 7 generations of my brethren. I'm going to major in engineering, join the military. And hey, look, I'm having the 120,000. I'm making Asian money now. I have a dream. And then we all go, I don't know, we go play poker and drink some good scotch and smoke cigars and have sex with recently cougar made millennial women who dyed their hair a normal color and grew it out and got rid of the tattoos and the piercings. My dream's better. I have a good dream. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.